have put in much... If you ever have any questions...
A reward on the road. I'll keep this close. Freeze!
You're in for a little
Dodge this!
Go, go, Barry! No one escapes my sight!
Oh, so sorry. I'll keep this close.
Why do new explorers make the same mistakes over and over?
Special yakitori for sale.
Give me half a chance, and I'll become an outstanding adventurer for sure.
According to the letter, this should be the place.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid you'll have to leave.
Wait! We're not the general public.
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck into the nation, judging by your attire.
Are our clothes really so...
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. Toma. It seems there's more to you than meets the eye. In which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House, a safe haven for the Yashiro Commission.
Well, that sounds more like it. Well, now that we're here, where's Toma? Paimon doesn't see him anywhere. Do you think he forgot his promise to meet us?
Who forgot their promise? I was beginning to think you'd forgotten about me.
What? Is that dog talking to us?
Relax, no need to look so surprised. I take it this is the first time you've seen me in this form? Huh. So you didn't see anything like this?
Now that you mention it, this does suddenly seem less out of the ordinary.
Alright, I've had my fun.
Hey, you're this close to getting an ugly nickname, mister!
Well, I've had some time to kill, given that I've been waiting here for you for so long, as was the case so I came up with this little fun greeting for when you arrived. But in all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little test you went through earlier, though it was quite necessary. It helped us determine whether or not to bring you before Ms. Kamisato.
Don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive.
Sorry, did I overdo it? My apologies. Let me just say this. You've often found yourself skirting the rules from the very beginning. Naturally, this is due to your unwavering and resolute determination. A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same. But when the lightning struck... so you've heard of his light still burns all the more brightly. Yes, of course. I will bring you to the Kamisato residence where the Yashiro Commission is located. But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you both would...
Oh? Where?
I would like you to come with me to the statue of the omnipresent god. It's still under construction now.
This area sure feels gloomy. People probably don't come here often, do they? Huh? Are Paimon's eyes playing trick?
Visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt decree are put into this statue?
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt decree. Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first, as for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The Eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing...
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt decree, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability to exist. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryou Commission, and this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
But if that's the case, wouldn't you say that the Raiden Shogun is being... oh, I don't know... selfish?
Only outlanders such as yourselves would ever dare speak out so directly against the Raiden Shogun. And yet, I agree. The Vision Hunt decree is something that simply should not exist.
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind is elsewhere.
Sound? What sound? I didn't hear anything. Did something
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then...
Aspirations? That would seem to confirm the saying. Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. In other words, a person's vision represents their ambition. So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined. All right, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
Finally!
eavesdrop.
Scatter!
The more, the merrier.
No escape!
Let me amuse myself a little.
Propagate!
The more,
Surrender and be
the
gentle.
merrier.
Spring forth! Scatter!
Let me amuse myself a little. Systems shine no longer.
Is this an answer from this world?
I shall protect the lady of the clan.
How does the cocoa...
I'm sure the Kamisato clan will be fine.
So, this is the kind of place where the big shots of Inazuma live, huh?
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guests. Miss Kamisato is delighted to.
Is this the Shirazage Himegimi you keep going on about? So, where's she at? Oh, behind the screen?
Yes. As the daughter of the Yashiro Commission, this is how Miss Kamisato is accustomed to receiving guests. Consider it a time-honored tradition within the Yashiro Commission. Forgive me if this is an unwelcome surprise.
Makes sense. She's a super important person after all.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion, especially following such a long and wearisome journey over the sea. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, and Toma assures me that you do indeed possess the power to change the tide of the times. At present in Inazuma, in the name of the Vision Hunt Decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled underfoot. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, It is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their people. Thus, we cannot remain indifferent to this situation without Traveler. Lend us your power, and we can... Oh.
See, milady, it's just like I said.
No, please! Wait! I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to three whose visions were...
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who...
Correct. Please do all you can to help them. I will await your return here. Then you have my gratitude.
I'm sure you'll do great.
I wish it could be like this all the time.
Let's see. Where's the
Why are you doing this?
Precisely. The children are desperate.
That must be the guy Ayaka told...
Ah, you must also be here. Teijima has protected this place, keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending. But now, we will gladly apologize if that's the case.
If you want my opinion, something to do with the Vision Hunt decree. It's clear that Teijima had done nothing wrong. I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell. Truth be told,
Seems like he's a well... You must be Teijima. So what's made you want to up and leave all of a sudden?
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of what reason I would have to stay. True, but... And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never I don't have answers to those questions, because I can't remember anymore. Ever since they took my vision away in the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now. So
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason you chose... But if you can't remember anything... Oh! Maybe if...
Oh, that reminds me.
I keep...
Oh, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the time that you wanted to make a note of a few interesting things. Things which would prove...
Perfect! So if we want to...
If you don't mind, we will leave...
I got together to cook drop. Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I went kite flying today, the string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. Seems like your average diary. Huh? Wait, I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed. Now that's the kind of info we're...
One day, I'll be as great as
So this is the... interesting. Looking at the... But anyway, if he had...
I wish I could be like this all the time.
One day, I'll be as great as...
Here we are! This seems to... The soil looks like it must be something... It looks like a letter. The paper... Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place again? So but he's been here for 30 years. Well, let's...
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. But I have no... Still, it's clear that I was waiting for someone here. Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could share with her when we were... And just look at all the things that did. How could I have forgotten something so... Love, regret, everything I know. After all, it's as if she'd never been in my life to begin. I think... Although, when I think about it, like, how curious... I shall remain.
Tejima seems to be dealing... okay. But still, it makes Paimon really sad. Seems it's just like that certainly at least we were able to help him. Well... According...
Don't worry. Hachiko will be fine.
They say the Tenryou Commission is directly controlled by the Shogun. They're the ones responsible for maintaining law and order. But why would they take action? Paimon doesn't get it. Huh? There seems to be some commotion over there. Let's go see what's happening.
I'll ask one more time. Do you intend to withhold this month's emergency provisions?
The entire clan is counting on that food. We demand an explanation.
How many times do I have to say it? I don't know anything about emergency provisions.
You dare deceive us? Those provisions are essential. Do you understand?
You samurai think you can just do whatever you please? The Tenryou Commission will hear of this!
Oh, huh? And who are you?
What? We heard the commotion and...
I see. This is Kurosawa. He's a sep. In the past, we'd simply... He's keeping the provision...
No one seems to care about us. It's no wonder all the visions have been...
This must be one of the people Maybe we should talk to Kurosawa.
I've never even heard of... I don't know whether my own family can barely get by as it is. And that's the first bit of...
Well, that's strange.
To be perfectly honest, all I know is that I will and isn't...
Does it have to do with the...
I didn't take any. To top it all off, if you don't believe me...
Huh. But we better confirm. We should be able to find...
We really outdid ourselves this time. All those samurai houses packed with goods. We really hit the jack.
You haven't seen... Today's just the beginning.
You demand!
These seem like the treasure hoarders were...
Have a little taste.
Oh, there goes all the Mora. We worked hard to steal that, you know? Come on, boss. Think of something.
Not bad, kid. You ever think of joining the treasure hoarders? We could use someone like you. Kurosawa. So he's the one who sent...
So what did you see inside? Was it...
Food supplies. I didn't want anyone else to see, but now that you've caught us...
You've got a deal. Now show us...
Huh?
What the...
There's nothing in it.
Yeah, and they all seem to be... We better talk to this missile. As for you guys...
Yes, of course.
So, we redeemed ourselves for some IO...
Shut it. What's the hurry?
Welcome to or perhaps there's something you... so you're
Whoa, whoa! How did Kurosawa...
Let me think. Kurosawa would, however,
So that's how... But why did he have to...
Well, if you think about it, Kurosawa thought that, so he deemed it necessary.
Wow. And no
people's attitudes will... if you ask, of course. I'm sure there... As for why he... If you're still curious, why don't you go... I see. Most unfortunate. If he doesn't... Sword? Oh, I've asked him about... In hindsight, why don't you ask him about the... Oh, but... but... And don't worry. I won't charge much for information about Kurosawa. Nothing we ever discussed was explicitly confidential anyway.
At least we now know where... Let's go talk to Kurt.
What's the hurry?
What?
I presented them with a choice. It turned out to be her. Did you manage to track down the treasure hoarders? Everything I said was true, right?
That just about sums it up. It turns out that you really were distributing emergency...
Strange. Is that really the kind of... I don't really have any such Why was I purchasing emergency provisions for everyone? And why would I put my... But I could not deny that when I brandished my sword to scare those two away... And this sword was once wielded by my father. I remember once when I was young, I wanted to sneak out with the blade and show it off to the kids next door. What did he say? It would seem that I forgot many important things when my vision was... All I can remember now is my father telling me that this and said to me...
Hey! If you look carefully, there seems to be some words engraved on the hilt. Can you recognize the words?
Virtue and justice? Somehow those two words taking on seemingly endless debts to make up. But what use are virtue and justice? The Tenryo Commission sees my vision, and the irony of all of it is, I'm incapable of being a good person, yet I'm equally unable to be bad. I don't know what to do with myself.
Yet another troubled soul. When we get the chance, let's speak to Toma about Kurosawa's debt. The Yashiro Commission would surely help cover his expenses. In any case, we must never let him sell off that sword. Yeah, seems like, fortunately for us, you don't have a vision. Let's go find the next poor soul. Their vision taken is supposed to be a famous sword master around these parts. Paimon heard that he's the present-day master of Meikyo Shisui art. Sounds pretty impressive. This is his dojo. Luckily, there's some people around. Let's go talk to them.
Nanako, don't worry. Sensei will be fine. Those thugs that challenged the dojo were strong.
Maybe, but I'm still worried about him. Things have gotten dangerous before in the past, but it's never shaken him. This time, though...
It's just because he's been possessed, that's all. Once the exorcism has taken place, he'll be right as rain in no time.
Hey there! Did something happen?
Who are you? I don't care whether you're trespassers or just here to harass us while don't make me draw my blade, or you won't live to regret it.
No! You got it so wrong! We just came here to...
Disciples?
Yep. We've heard all about the mighty master of Meikyo Shisui art. It's the whole reason we came all this way. But then we got here and overheard you talking about how he got...
From the way you're dressed, please accept my apologies. You haven't arrived at the best of times, I'm afraid. Since they got possessed recently. I see you are earnest in your pursuit. Okay, how about this? Sensei's name is Domon. A name though self-taught. He mastered the art of the sword to a high level. He then proceeded to defeat many other prominent sword masters, never losing a single fight. He once said that his goal was to become the best sword master in the world. And so, even while training us, he continued to hone his own art. His fervor truly inspired us, and we trained hard, determined to keep up with him. But then...
Not long ago, Sensei had his vision taken away. He hasn't been the same since. He says the strangest things over and over, and he refuses to let us train. Junya and I have discussed it, and we both think that he's been possessed by an evil spirit. But if I'm honest, I still have my doubts over whether he'll completely recover.
The Grand Narukami Shrine? What's that?
You haven't heard of it? It's the largest shrine on Narukami Island. The head shrine maiden is reputed to have very close ties with the almighty Shogun herself. Not that we'd have any means of involving the head shrine maiden, of course. But even one of the ordinary shrine maidens from the Grand Narukami Shrine would have clear power and authority to perform an exorcism. So don't worry, Nanako. Sensei is going to be just fine. The exorcism will take place this evening. You're both...
So, losing your vision can cause possession? Guess...
Dodge this! Cool it!
No one escapes my...
Scatter!
Don't get frostbite.
Come a little closer.
Cut down. Like this.
Let's get out of business. Boom! How's this?
Don't be such a brute. Try not to enjoy this too.
To the fairy. Scatter! Light blade! Only hide to the fairy? No. Let's get down to business. Dodge this. over! Scatter! Spring forth! I can hold this.
Oh my. You're in for a little... Come a little closer.
Oh no. No one escapes my...
Scatter! Oh, so sorry. Propagate! Scatter!
I'll keep this close.